on Cox Forum. We're talking about crime survivors. With us, the founder of the organization called Crime Survivors, Partricia Wenskunas, and also Carlos Rojas, the Deputy Chief of Santa Ana Police Department, is with us as well. Chief, what has Crime Survivors meant for your department in particular?
Well, it's really filled a void, that awareness piece, that education piece for our officers to provide a better service to the community. And I think Crime Survivors has been critical in that respect.
What sort of things do they do for you?
Not only the training that could be provided to the officers that go out in the field every day, but also other resources that we could refer crime survivors to and make life a little bit easier for them.
What are some of those resources? What are besides your organization in particular?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the larger programs that we have to offer now is we collaborate with law enforcement because we believe that it's a key component to reaching the victims. And right now, 14 law enforcement agencies carry our victim emergency bags and our resource guides. And those came from myself and my son, what would have helped us the first 24 hours of being victimized. And so the victim emergency bags, we have the adult one and the child one, and they're really for cases like murder, attempted murder, rape, domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, so that if the families or the victim has to stay in a hotel or they're not able to go back to their home, they have things in there like a blanket and a stuffed animal and crayons and toothpaste and toothbrush and emergency phone cards and journal and pen, hand sanitizer, flashlights. So it has things that they would need, but it also lets them know that there's help out there, somebody cares about them, and then it also has a resource guide that lets them know all of the information that they would need. Police departments, district attorneys' offices, other nonprofits in the community that can help them, counselors, therapists, attorney referrals. It lets them know what their rights are as victims of crime. So it's a really detailed resource guide, which is very empowering for the officers as well, because they have their job to do. We know that. They need to get the arrest. They need to collect the evidence. But now they can take that extra minute to empower that victim and let them know, we're here to help you, we work as a team, and we're empowering you that you can survive beyond this, and we're here to help.
As Patricia mentioned, the crime itself is just sort of the beginning of the process, and law enforcement takes over. During the investigation, the prosecution part of the process, what rights do victims have, you know, in terms of either intervening or being participants in the process?
Well, what we try to emphasize with our detectives is to keep that line of communication open, because we want that survivor to be involved and to be able to be that viable witness that we will need to prosecute someone for a crime. But even more importantly is to add that human touch to the situation where they really have a feeling that somebody cares what happened to them and what they're doing to resolve the issue.
You know, you talked about, Patricia, the fact that this person who committed the crime against you got off with, I think by anybody's definition, a very light sentence. And so you know, you can't, you know, it's hard to think that you can at all be satisfied with the system, but yet you seem to be very much an advocate for working within the system.
Absolutely, because I think that one person can make a difference. Just bringing all these people together in collaboration and partnership and not allowing me to sit back and do nothing. And by helping other people, I'm truly helping myself as well, being able to survive myself, but to let other people know that your voice does matter and that you can speak up. If you have a bad judge, that I did in my case, filed a citation against her. She's been removed from the bench. So I think that that's really key, to let the victims know that you can participate in the court proceedings. You didn't go from being just the victim to a witness. You are the victim, you are the survivor, you do have a voice, you do matter, and maybe you don't get justice, but you can go through the system, participate, and then you can survive beyond it with the help that's there.
What are you doing in terms of helping your own organization? You've got some events coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. We do a lot of things during the year beyond our programs that we do have. During National Crime Victims' Rights Week, it's this year April 26th through May 2nd. And this year on May 1st, we're doing our annual awards banquet. And that's where we are honoring law enforcement agencies as well as other agencies. We have 20 this year that we are presenting awards to. And that is uniting together to be a force to be reckoned with. And we're looking forward to that event. We do a miniature golf tournament in July where we bring out the families to have fun. And then in October, we do our largest event, which is a 5K run walk, Survive and Thrive, 5K, and then it's a health and safety expo where we have businesses, corporations, nonprofits, government agencies that come together and walk to show the empowerment to victims that they're all there to help them. November, we do our Giving Thanks campaign, and then in December, we do a Survivor's Gift Drive and Elf's Holiday, and that's where we collect gifts for victims and their families, present them to them, and let them know that it's difficult during the holidays, but you can survive.
Very good. Let's go back and talk a little about, we talked at the end of the last segment about some of the things that crime victims should do. You actually have a checklist that victims should go through.
We do. They can go onto our website, crimesurvivors.com. They can see what to do the first 24 hours and beyond. We also have all the resources on the website, and it lists out the things that they really should do and that they can trust the police department. They can write that out. They can report that, to not be afraid to do what is needed to get that arrest. And to whether or not to listen. You know, it's always hard and difficult with families and friends because they also don't understand. They don't know how to treat people that have been victims in their families. And so we also let them know what to do, that sometimes it's just a listening ear. Sometimes it's just a hand on the shoulder. You don't even have to say anything. Just be there for that victim and let them know that you care.
Yeah, and there must be a huge temptation on the parts of family members to try to do something, to fix something, and sometimes things can't be fixed necessarily.
That's right. And one of my biggest dreams right now that I'm really out there talking about is I had a vision come to me that I really want to open up a Crime Survivors Resource Center here in Orange County. And it will house 15 other organizations that are nonprofits in one agency. It will be a one-stop center. We'll have law enforcement there. We'll have civil and criminal attorneys there. We'll have self-defense and safety classes. But it'll be all about the awareness, the prevention, and the survival. It's to let the community know we're not here to scare you. Crimes do happen. It happened to me. What can you do to prevent them from happening? And then if it does happen to you or a loved one, what do you do with it? Where do you go to get help? So this resource center is, they can go on our website, they can see all the information and the detail, and I'm really hoping that this dream comes true.
In our last segment, we will find out more precisely what it is you can do to help crime survivors. Stay with us.